What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Yesterday, I sent out a video of a speculated report that Deontay Wilder agreed to step aside. Okay, I was skeptical of that simply because I didn't hear any other reports about it in any other magazines. Well, later on the day, through the night, reports, the Sun, Metro, and other reports have reported the same thing, that Deontay allegedly said that, hey, I will take the step aside money. I will take money of the amount of 8 million pounds or $10 million to step aside and allow Tyson Fury to fight Anthony Joshua for undisputed. And wow, what's my counterpunch on this? It sounds good. It's a bit pricey. I wouldn't give Deontay Wilder that much money. You know, 7 figures, sure, but $10 million, dude, that's more than he made his last fight. People say he made 20. People say he made 20 for the Luis Ortiz fight. I doubt it all. I don't think that he made that much money. I don't think he made 10 million in those last 2 fights, honestly. Because anytime you hear negotiations, oh, hey, well, they're getting 5 million apiece, but then an additional 25 million. That's backwards. I don't see why you would word it like that. Like that 25 million is coming only if you hit a certain dollar amount. That's the only way that I can understand why they would say, hey, you're getting a guaranteed 5 million and then an additional 25 million. That makes no sense. Why couldn't the guaranteed be 25 million apiece? Because there has to be a certain dollar amount set. A goal has to be made before those guys make it. Did it do well? I mean, it didn't suck like the Luis Ortiz rematch did, but did they make a guaranteed 25 million? You know what I mean? So, you know, it's a lot of wording in there that just doesn't make sense to me. That's why I'm really wondering why he would ask for so much money on top of already making so much money, if that makes sense. If Wilder made that amount of money, sure, it would be smart. And if they would agree to it, right? I can understand him doing it. I'm not knocking him for doing it. But I think $10 million is a little bit too pricey. You know what I mean? It seems like to me that if you ask for $10 million, where it took you, I don't even know if it took him 30 fights to make $10 million, maybe if he made it at that point, because I don't think in 30 fights, his first 30 fights, he made $10 million. You know, so that's my speculation. He's like trying to double his salary for the first 35 fights or so. So I'm looking at this as, I don't know, it's bold. It's bold to say the least, because if you want $10 million to step aside, you still have to give a fact of the matter of the other fighter. Because if Tyson Fury is going to step aside to fight you, that means Anthony Joshua's opponent has to do the same. And his opponent is Kubrat Pulev. Kubrat Pulev has been waiting for a mandatory slot for many years. Okay? Now, he has to agree. And then if you, like I said yesterday in my last video concerning this, if Deontay Wilder asked for $10 million, Kubrat could ask for that same amount just because Deontay Wilder has it. Let's face it, Deontay Wilder is an ex-champion though. Okay, he has that going for him. And Pulev is not. However, he's not the champ anymore. Okay, so for him to ask for step-aside money for $10 million, it's only fair that Kubrat Pulev would want that same amount too. Does he deserve that same amount? I don't think any of them deserve $10 million. But that doesn't mean they can't ask for it, you know. But, I mean, it is smart at the end of the day if someone was willing to pay that $10 million. But that's that's $20 million that you're going to have to pay out ultimately, right? Or potentially $20 million for both fighters combined. So, wow, that's a lot of money to be asking for. But according to sources, he's agreed to step aside. He's 34 years of age. He wants the rematch, and he wants the winner of that rematch. Now, this is good for Wilder simply because of this also. I'm glad they worded it, hey, I want $10 million if I guarantee to get the winner. Because that means if Joshua beats Fury, right? If he beats Fury, then we'll have the opportunity to see Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. These guys both share one loss. These guys were both stopped in the 7th round. These guys were both two-time champions, right? Two-time unified champion and two-time WBC champion. So that would be a good fight to see either way, because if Fury beats Anthony Joshua, then we'll still have an undisputed fight because it's still guaranteed for Wilder to get the winner. Okay, even though Tyson Fury will be the undisputed champion at that point, but then he'd have to get by Wilder the 3rd time, and then Wilder will have time to adapt to his new trainers, or adapt to the 2 people that he's bringing into his team, so he can, get out the snakes, right? So it would be good either way. So everyone has an opportunity to fight everyone. So I like the idea of it, but I still think $10 million is too pricey. I would have asked for 5 at least. But $10 million, hey, he's naming his price. You look at it this way, though. Didn't DAZN offer him $100 million or $80 million or whatever million, for a few fights? Well, you can't blame the man for asking for $10 million now, though. But anyway, that's my counterpunch on that. You guys tell me what you think about Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder wanting $10 million to step aside with the guaranteed winner of the 2. Let me know what you think. Please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.